Okay. Thanks everyone for joining us on our second chat session today. My name is Jeremy Tobias. I'm the CEO at GiveEasy. I'd also just like to welcome Elise Shirt, who is our amazing marketing manager, who is also on this chat. Elise will be going through some of the materials with us today as well. If you've got any questions, would love to get to them. Please put them into the chat box and we will definitely get to them at the end. I just like to ask everyone to put themselves on mute for the session today. So it is our second session. We did, just to give everyone a bit of a background, we ran a session about a month ago when coronavirus really hit, around emergency fundraising through coronavirus. Today, I want to give you some simple tips to attract your donors digitally as we enter tax time. Today is the 30th of April, so we're exactly 2 months away today until 30 June. What are we going to cover? I'm just going to give you a quick overview on GiveEasy. Most of you on this call are familiar with us. It's great to see so many of our existing charity clients on this call. High-level stuff around tax time. Love to chat to you about it after this, go into depth about the challenges that your organisation's facing at the moment, what you're looking to do. Talk about the current climate, what we're seeing on digital, and it's positive, which is really good. And then I'm going to spend the bulk of the presentation talking around personalisation on email and SMS. Show you what's our bread and butter at GiveEasy, and also show you some pretty cool and exciting things that charities are doing to just give their donors that personal touch, which is just so important at this time of the year, and especially with the current situation that we've got. I'm going to show you 4 or 5 email tricks, things that you guys can implement on your email copy to get those clicks on the donate button, and then I'm going to open it up to some Q&A at the end. But please feel free to type questions as you go. I know how it is. You've got a burning question and then you forget about it at the end, so just type. So just quickly on GiveEasy. GiveEasy is a white label digital fundraising platform helping around 500 not-for-profits in Australia at present on their digital fundraising. We effectively do pretty much everything you need around digital year-round, ranging from appeals that I'll talk to you about today, to powering donation pages on website, peer-to-peer, giving days, gala dinners, and text to donation. We've got you sorted. What we really pride ourselves on is giving you guys, the charities, a really simple platform where you can build beautiful donation pages that are on brand with your organisation. And then we cater to the donors, giving them such a frictionless experience on both mobile and desktop and across each device. SMS, email, donation pages on your website and social. Our view is the experience, the donor experience has to be different. And those organisations ranging from Australian Red Cross, Care Australia and Oxfam, all the way down to Borneo Orangutan Australia, have seen the beauty of those experiences. Again, what I'm going to focus on today is tax time. It's what's in people's minds at the moment. So I am going to just focus on appeals. So let's just take a step back. Tax time in 2020. Who thought we'd be where we are today? In our view, what you did last year, what you did the previous year, it may work, but it's really important that you take a step back across your direct mail, across all your other channels, but specifically across digital. Because we've got more and more people on their smartphones, on their desktops, in front of their computer. I don't know about you guys, but when I send out emails around GiveEasy, I'm getting automatic responses immediately. If I'm sending out an email asking for something, or a list or a link or a page, I'm getting an email back immediately. People are on their computers, on their phones all the time. So just before I get into sort of, what's stayed the same, what's changed, just a couple of overarching things around coronavirus and digital. I think I said sort of 3 weeks ago on our last online chat that we'd started to see some pretty pleasing results, and people were donating to emergency campaigns strongly. It's still the same today. So we're seeing great results on digital for emergency campaigns, and some charities have already brought forward their tax time campaign. And on digital, we're seeing pleasing results there. I think one of the charities on this that's using our platform commented to me just now that they're seeing April up 60%. You know, donations are coming on digital, but you have to get it right. And it's not just about doing what you did last year. Just quickly, what has stayed the same, and for you guys, and it's really important to think, you know, both as a charity, both as a donor out there. So you guys still need the dollars, right? I don't know one charity that hasn't been affected by coronavirus, whether you've had to increase your existing services, like Food Bank, like Royal Melbourne Hospital Foundation, because people need your services even more. Whether you've had to pivot, whether you've had to do something a little bit differently because of coronavirus, your operating environment has changed, or potentially an event has been cancelled. You guys need the dollars more than ever, and you need to communicate that to your donors. Guys, it's tax time, right? Things have changed, but Australians, donors are used to making that tax time donation. So it's still important to play on the message of last chance to make your donation this tax time. You've still got your brand that you've built up over the last X number of years, right? Things may be changing internally within your organisation, but it's so important that you keep your brand intact and you keep delivering messaging to your donors that they're used to, that's familiar with that organisation. Don't back away because things that internally are happening within your organisation. It's a branding opportunity for your organisation because it's 30 June. But what's changed, and I'll go through this pretty quickly because there's been lots of coverage on this. Channels have changed. Face-to-face, for example, and events are off the table. As I talked to you about before, people are online and on social media more. Charities definitely are starting to and are focusing a lot more on their digital strategy. I've seen charities that would never have set up a live thermometer bar or a countdown timer or do something innovative on digital, now just making that bread and butter for their campaigns. Jeremy, we want to do this without actually having to be pushed. We've seen a lot of emergency campaigns. So my question to you is, how does your tax time campaign fit into the COVID landscape? Donors are more isolated than ever before. I don't know about you guys, but when someone calls me up, I'm actually really enjoying speaking to them over the phone. I'm really enjoying seeing all these faces on the Zoom call. You need to think about donors. They want to be engaged more than before. And lastly, and I'll talk, which sort of leads into the presentation, in our view, personalization is important. It's at these times that people want to feel more loved than ever before. And you can give your donors that great personal experience on digital. I might hand over quickly to Elise to run through just the next couple of little pieces. Elise?
Hi, everyone. So digital fundraising, what is it? And a little bit more about just Give Easy. But, when you're putting out a campaign, it is more about than just putting out an email or an SMS or having a donation page on your website. A well thought out digital campaign is more, it encompasses more than that. Remember, it's all about your donors. You're in fact using a digital tool to a human. So don't forget that you really need to interact with them and personalize that experience for them. The digital tool that you use, either your email, your SMS, or through social, is the how. So Give Easy is the how. But don't forget, you need to still remember why they're connecting to your charity. And that comes from you. It comes from your marketing and your messaging. That accompanies your digital strategy. So that's key. And obviously we can provide one part, but don't forget the other really essential part on why they're connecting to your charity. The benefits of digital, Jeremy, next slide, thanks. Um, Obviously, it's low cost, it's easy to track. I hope you all understand about how to track your digital donations. If you want some more information about that, please speak to Jeremy or myself and we can show you how. But it's really essential how to monitor where your donations are coming from. It will give you really good insight at the moment if it's coming from social or your email or your SMS. It's essential to track that, and GiveEasy definitely gives you that option to find out where your donors are. It's instant and it allows you to adapt quickly in this very fast changing world that we're in. But most importantly, just because it's digital doesn't mean it's cold and impersonal. And today we're going to show you about how to make your digital a lot more personable and how to get you to really interact and engage with your donors.
Cool, thanks, Elise. So really we want to focus on emails and SMS and how you can retain your donors and give them the best possible experience that you can off those two sources. Make it easy for them and maximize the full amount of that donor. So I'm just giving you some examples here. You know, you guys have a database, whether it's a CRM, Salesforce, ThankYou, Razor's Edge, or an Excel spreadsheet. You guys have a database and you have a whole variety, hopefully, of donors. Someone gave 225 last year, someone's a volunteer, someone's a regular giver. In our view, they actually need a different experience on their emails and then their SMSs, both from a copy point of view and also from an ask strategy point of view. Because do you want to be asking the person that gave $2,000 last year and that has given $2,000 every single year to the tax campaign on digital, do you want to be shoving them a $30, $50, and $100 page? Or do you want to be potentially trying to upgrade that donor to give $2,225 this year, with their lowest amount on that page being $2,000? And on the email copy to your regular giver, are you guys acknowledging that they are a regular giver to your organization and thanking them for their regular giving support, rather than hitting them with an email that's completely irrelevant to them? And perhaps the peer-to-peer donor that's raised $10,000 that's actually never donated as an individual giver to their organization. What is the messaging that you're giving to that donor? Because you're probably not sending them anything in the direct mail. They're not completely engaged as an individual giver. They've done an amazing job. They're your number one peer-to-peer supporter. What are you doing with them? So really, what I want to show you really quickly is around personalization. We've all heard the word, it's a buzzword, but personalization leads to higher engagement. It leads to easiness to give. I'll show you how you can give your donors an experience where they can give to your support, to your charity in 10 to 15 seconds. Actually, in some cases, 3 seconds, no joke. And you actually make them fall in love with your organization. Now, the thing is, other organizations, not charities out there, but other organizations, you know, Qantas, bad example in these times, Telstra, you know, Netflix, some of these big organizations are personalizing and engaging the donor experience. So in our view, you as a charity are actually competing against brands. And so it's so important that you're jumping on this bandwagon. So I want to talk about emails, and I want to show you what you can do on the GiveEasy donations platform that makes it really simple to give. So imagine you're sending out an email. You know, it's a great email. You spend a lot of time and you spend a lot of money on the email. What's the experience that you're giving your donors to give? So my question to you is this donation page, and this is where you guys come in. Who thinks that they can make some improvements to their own donation page on that they're sending their donors on their emails? I just want to put a yes or a no in the chat box really quickly. Is there anyone that thinks that their donation page is really, really simple and the best page out there? I'll let 30 seconds, guys, type yes, no. I'm also interested in no's, so if there's no, great. We've got no, good. Okay, so we've got some yeses. Can you now tell me what one thing you would like to change where on your donation page? So specifically around emails. So I'm getting an email, you've done all the hard work, amazing case study. What's the one thing that you would like to change on your page? When they click on that donate button? Less steps, what else? There's no wrong answers here. Everyone said that they want to change their page. Simplify, simple and clear. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, great, cool. So what I'm hearing is want to make it simple. Yeah, and personalized. Yeah. So hopefully what I'll show you now is how to do that. So this page is a standard donation page that I've seen that a lot of charities have on their website. I personally don't like it on the website, but I'm specifically going to talk about emails. My concern with this page, if I was to receive an email from this page, is that, let's go through it. There's 30, 60, 100, $200 buttons for every single person. So if I've last given $2,000, I'm getting hit with this, right? I'm also being asked for my donor ID, if applicable. I don't know about you, but I have no idea what any of my IDs are for any single organization that I'm a part of. I'm asked for my date of birth. I'm asked for my country. I'm asked for my suburb, my state, my postcode, my address. I'm asked for 3 different telephone numbers on this page. I'm asked to confirm an email address, right? So these guys aren't alone. And what we're doing is we're shifting organizations to make it really, really simple to give. So this is an organization that we've worked with, Royal Flying Doctors, where someone has sent, or they've sent an email to Alex Legend asking for a $50 donation, and the form is completely pre-filled when the donor clicks on the form. Because the charity has their last gift. They have their first name, their last name, and their email. They don't need their address here. They don't need to confirm what the email address is of that donor. They've got all the information. So here the charity is tailoring the ask amount to the donor. They're pre-filling that form. And in 15 seconds, that donor can give. Even better, on our platform, if that donor has given via our platform before, it's a 3-second donation. We run a PCI compliant tokenized credit card platform where that donor is asked to confirm using their last credit card details that they've made or change the amount. Now, if I can compare the first form to this form, or even the form I showed you before, it's personable, it's relevant, and it's simple to give because you guys have done all the hard work. As Elise says, you've done it all. You've done the case study, you've labored over the email. Even in these times, you've managed to get a tax appeal out the door, but you need to make it simple to give. This is an example from the Pajama Foundation from last Christmas. Jake last gave $30. So we're giving them 3 unique amounts. Again, tailored to that donor. Me, I last gave $50, so my amounts will be completely different, but based on their last gift amount. 30, 50, 100, your choice. They're clicking on the button, and no joke, they're not having to enter in any data. Sure, if their last name has changed or their email has, they want the email to be sent to another address, or they want to change the gift amount, they can go for their lives. But there's no asking to confirm the email address or enter their address or their date of birth or their donor ID. We actually store the donor ID in the background, right? So you still capture that donor ID because you probably have it. So you shouldn't be asking them for it again. I just want to show you Food Bank Victoria. They're obviously, their demand for their services have gone through the roof. We sort of started working with this organisation over the last 6 months, and we've seen some outstanding results. They've taken it to the next level. And just getting my head around this. I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is Food Bank. This is their current donation page. They've actually switched everything over to GiveEasy, but this was their page to start. Again, very typical. Four static donation amounts that every single donor is hit with. 30, 60, 120, or twice. But what about the high value donor? And well, what about the person that's never given to your organisation before? Or what about the person that's given $500 every single appeal? You're telling them to give a maximum of $120 on this page. What they've moved towards on their emails is a pre-filled form. But what you can also do, which is super cool and personable, especially in this environment, is personalize any part of the copy on this page. So let's look at the highlighted parts, their name or their salutation at the top, and unique gift amounts throughout the whole copy. So what you see here in the 10, 20, 30, so $10, then you've got a better slide, helps XYZ, $50 helps this, $75 helps XYZ. It's unique to each single person, and it mimics those ask 1, ask 2, ask 3 choices that you've seen before. So all of a sudden, you've taken a pretty static donation page and you've completely personalized the experience, right? So that donor feels unbelievably loved. You've made it simple to give. You've captured the information that you still need to capture about this person to put it back into your CRM. But everything about the experience, and then you go to the thank you page and the tax receipt, is completely tailored. And it can vary depending on whether they're a regular. This copy, even on the page, or even a donation page, can vary whether they're a high value donor. Potentially you take off those dollar handles and you let them give whatever they like, because they've given you a $10,000 gift and they may give you a $20,000 gift this year. But you're not putting a $30, $50, $100 static page in front of them.
I just wanted to add that there was a question on the chat about thanking donors. And I think that's crucial in your whole strategy. And as Jeremy mentioned, you can obviously tailor and personalize that thank you message. So don't forget about that. It doesn't stop after they've filled in their credit card details. Thanking is really, really important. So don't forget that one.
Thanks, Liz. So that's emails. SMS. SMS is pretty similar, to be honest, but it's really important that you get that mobile experience right. We've seen 700 SMS campaigns, probably more over the last few years. What's really important is you get the copy right. Really, really important. And I've seen charities really fall down by rushing that copy out. You got 160 characters to play with in that copy. So get it right, make it relevant, but use ask amounts. We've done split testing, ask amounts versus non-ask amounts. Ask amounts win every single time. Even if you're a small charity that doesn't have the capability to be based on last gift, use emotive dollar handles for your low value and your high value donors, but lead them to a page, especially on mobile, that makes it simple to give. I don't know about you, but I hate filling out anything on mobile. I'm interested on mobile. I'm a buyer on mobile. But the minute you ask me to fill out forms, I'm out of there on anything. I don't want to put in my name. I don't want to put in additional fields. But what about if you just do all the work for the donor and you pre-fill that whole form? First name, last name, email. You tailor the experience. You put their name at the top of the page. Less text before the form to make it so simple. What about doing that? And as I said, 1 click to donate the second time. 3 or 4 seconds to donate. Organisations that have worked with us for a long time, Asylum Seeker Resource Centre, Make-A-Wish, Royal Flying Doctors, Royal Melbourne Hospital, hockey stick-ups in their donations because they've showed their donors, their online donors who, once they give once online, they're there, how easy it is to give. So when are you sending your SMSs? And this is potentially a whole presentation, but what we saw last year on last 30th of June was the best results was actually sending on that Sunday, the 30th of June. I'm really keen to speak to you all about timings, but I would suggest either the 30th of June, which this year is a Tuesday, or the Monday, the 29th of June, or potentially doing a split test. So yeah, I really hope I've shown you in sort of 15 or so minutes how the GiveEasy platform can help you personalize emails and SMSs this tax time. This tax time is different to previous tax times. This tax time, your donors are more on mobile, more on digital than ever before. The read rates, the open rates are up, but they want to feel loved. They're isolated. You need to give them a great experience so they want more and they remember your organization and how easy that experience is. So be keen to work with whoever isn't on our platform yet. Please email me or Elise after this webinar around personalization on emails and SMS. In the short time I have, I'm just going to run through some really quick ideas around emails that we've seen work. To get those clicks on the donation box, right? Because to be honest, if you don't get clicks, you can't make it simple for the donor to give. What I would love to see and what works well is forwards. Just quickly type yes if you've written the forward before, and also yes and say better or worse results with a forward really, really quickly. If anyone's done a forward, if not, now's your opportunity to do it. Anyone done a forward? No? Good. Great. Now's the time. So forwards are where you've sent out your initial email and you forward, like probably some of you may have signed up to this webinar from a forward from me. It comes from an individual within your organization. Here's the trick. You can do it in MailChimp and Campaign Monitor or your email program. It comes from your CEO or well-known organization, a well-known person. And it's, hi, Jeremy, just wanted to make sure you received the email below. We really need your help. So you're attaching the email below. It works a treat. On a number of the mail programs, you actually get across some of the blocking issues because it's coming from a different sender. So it's coming from Jeremy Tobias, CEO at GiveEasy rather than GiveEasy. And people love that personal touch. So get in touch, happy to help there. Videos. So my next question to you is, in an email that you sent a video, who sent a video, spent time and money or time on the video and linked it straight to YouTube on the email? So great video. It's great. You put it in the email, and where does it go to? It goes to YouTube. Yes or no? And if it doesn't, where does it go? Anyone done a video? Yes. Where have you linked it to? Yeah. You've linked it to Vimeo, to YouTube. Anyone else? Yes, to YouTube. Back to website. Good. Great. Yeah, great. So yeah, some great answers, some that we can make it amazing is you should make it in your email a lookalike video. So this video from PA Research Foundation is a video. They've got a video, but they've embedded an image with a play button that when you click on it, it goes to a GiveEasy landing page where the video is and a pre-filled form, right? Because in our view of emails, what you don't really want is people clicking on the video in YouTube. They've clicked, they're taken outside of your email. They don't have a donation page to click on. So they've clicked, but they've actually clicked on the wrong thing. Videos like that are great for engagement if you're not asking for donations. But if you're asking for donations, make it look like an image with a play button. It's pretty simple to do, linking through to a personalized form where the video is if they wish, but there's a personalized form. And then I'll leave you, the last one is this email I loved from Australian Childhood Foundation. So this came from the fundraising manager, 26th of June last year to me. Like, honestly, I looked and looked to see whether it was seriously a personal email that she'd sent, or Catherine had sent it through MailChimp Campaign Monitor. Amazingly, it was sent through MailChimp and Campaign Monitor, but it was this amazing, urgent ask that looked so personal to me, underlined urgent request with a link that was a long link that worked brilliantly well because it was just so personable and it was just so engaging. So I would go test this tax time going, yes, we need to send out the flashy email, but test simple emails because simple personal emails don't seem like spam to your entire donor database. And then last point is work on your heading. So we're at uncertain times at the moment. Things aren't what they used to be, and donors want to know that your organisation is going through a tough time, but you're doing something. So this was an email that Royal Flying Doctors Southeast Region sent out around coronavirus. Jessica, person's name. I've never had to write an email like this before. I mean, yeah, we're in ridiculous times. I'm hoping I'll never see a pandemic like this before. So you need to put it on the line if you're asking for funds, because this is your opportunity to do that. Just to finish off, some other ideas. Do you have a phone campaign in market at present? Or are you planning one? Potentially sending up a follow-up SMS to who you haven't been able to get hold of. Are you tracking all of your channels correctly? So after 30 June, you know which channels, which experiments that you've done have worked. We're very big believers in making it simple and easy to give off every channel, not just email and SMS. So how many clicks does it take to go from that social media post to making a donation on your website? And also digital isn't just about sending out one email and one SMS and hoping for the best. It's a multi-channel strategy in line with your direct mail if you're doing it. It's multiple sends because the person out there may not read that first email. So the good news, as Elise said, is it's relatively cheap. It's relatively cheap to send one more email. So at this time, if you're really short for funds, and let's face it, we're in emergency times for most charities out there, send that extra email, send that extra SMS as part of your overall digital fundraising strategy. That's pretty much it from me. We'd love to, I hope you guys have found this useful. Please type your questions in if there are any now. Now's a really good time. We are wanting to help you set up pages like Food Bank Victoria that personalises that experience to the utmost. So me and Elise would love to run through with you on Zoom, a 20-minute Zoom chat where we look at your current digital strategy and work out how you can make that even better. So please hit us up on email, jeremy@giveeasy.org, or go to our website, www.giveeasy.org. And very quickly, off any email program, we can make your donation pages sparkle for your donors at this time. So please feel free to ask questions. I can see there's one that's come through. Are good results for human issued focused charities? What about environmental orgs? Yeah, so I mean, to be fair, most organisations that have run appeals have run to date over the last few months have been emergency coronavirus causes. I do think ideally you need to work out or mention coronavirus in your appeals, stem it back to what's happening out in the market, because unfortunately that's what's on everyone's minds at the moment. So mention coronavirus, mention the impact that your organisation's been affected, and go from there. It's early days for tax, but the results have been brilliant and rightly so, and good so for the emergency campaigns. Are there any other questions out there? Happy to share the presentation. We'll get an email out to you either today or tomorrow.
I wanted to add, a lot of these suggestions are relevant for your marketing teams, if you have a marketing team. So if there are other teams or team members who need this information, please share it with them. We will be sharing it with you. So send it to them, because obviously the fundraising and marketing teams will work together in getting these messages out. So it's really important to work with them to figure out your overall strategy.
Yeah, great. Last chance for questions, guys, and then I think we'll sign off. I just want to wish everyone well and to keep safe. And you know, now's the time to take charge of your digital and test and experiment with things, because those organisations that are 100% seeing the results. We'll leave it there. Thanks again, and please get in contact with us, www.giveeasy.org. Mike, it's really simple to your question around a spreadsheet. Pretty much what you're doing already with first name, last name, and email, and ask 1, ask 2, ask 3. I'll follow that up with you after this call, but it's really simple. So we're there to hold your hand, and just wanted to wish everyone well and have a good day, and we'll be back in touch shortly. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.